is a peaceful truth waiting for you. You were never meant to chase money. You were meant to attract it. You are not here to struggle. You are here to remember your power, redirect your focus, and allow abundance to rise from within. Today, I invite you to stop believing in lack and start creating from trust. This is the moment you stop reacting to reality and begin shaping it. Reality reflects old thoughts. What you see around you today, the people, the circumstances, the conditions, even the balance in your bank account, is a mirror of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns you held in the past. It is not evidence of your destiny. It is only evidence of your previous thinking. If you do not like what you see, you do not need to fight it. You only need to shift your inner world. Because life is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Your thoughts are seeds, and every seed has a gestation period. A farmer does not plant a seed and expect fruit in one day. He knows the process is invisible before it becomes visible. The same is true for you. Every thought you've repeated with emotion has taken root. Over time, it grew into experiences, people, and events. Some seeds were planted in fear. Some were planted in love. But none of them showed up randomly. The reality you live in today is the harvest of yesterday's consciousness. This truth is not something to fear, it is something to celebrate, because it means you are not a victim. You are powerful. You are the creator. When you understand that reality is old news, a snapshot of past thinking, you stop giving it your full attention. You no longer allow the outer world to dictate your feelings, your mood, or your beliefs. Instead, you become intentional with the new seeds you plant. Perhaps you've been telling yourself stories like, "I'm always broke. No one loves me. I'll never succeed, or it's too late for me." These thoughts may have felt true because you kept seeing evidence of them. But that evidence isn't truth, it's momentum. The universe is neutral and obedient. It simply gives you more of what you expect, more of what you vibrate, more of what you declare, whether that expectation serves you or not. So if you want to create a new life, don't argue with the old one. Don't try to fix it with the same consciousness that created it. You must rise above what is and begin imagining what can be. You must feel your way into the new. Choose different thoughts. Speak different words. Embody a different vibration. It may feel strange at first to affirm abundance when you see lack, to declare love when you feel lonely, to speak peace when you are surrounded by chaos. But this is the sacred work. The inner shift always precedes the outer result. You are not denying reality, you are creating a new one. What you focus on expands. If you keep staring at the problem, you energize it. If you keep replaying the disappointment, you relive it. But if you shift your focus to solutions, healing, joy, and ease, you give those seeds energy to grow. Thoughts become things, and your new thoughts must be given more attention than the old ones, no matter what your physical senses report. You don't need to force anything. The universe responds to alignment, not pressure. You simply need to practice staying emotionally and mentally loyal to the version of life you want to live. Every time you feel unworthy, remember, that feeling is rooted in an old thought. It is not the truth. It is not who you are. You are not your fears. You are not your past. You are not your bank balance. You are pure potential. You are divine energy in physical form. You are more powerful than you've ever been taught. Begin to affirm the life you want, not because it has already arrived in the physical, but because you know that the more you hold the vision, the more it must come to pass. You are a vibrational being, and when you hold a frequency consistently, whether it's of joy, gratitude, freedom, or abundance, reality must adjust. The old world fades. The new world begins to take shape. You are not required to explain this to others. You are not required to defend your vision. Your work is not to convince. It is to align. It is to trust that your inner world is the real world, and everything else is just catching up. Let today be the day you stop reacting to old manifestations. Let today be the day you rise above appearances. Let today be the day you declare, I am no longer repeating what was. I am now creating what will be. And remember this, your current reality is just a shadow of a thought that has already passed. The future is yours to shape. All it takes is a new thought, believed long enough, felt deeply enough, and held consistently enough for the world around you to begin to reflect the beauty within you. Energy flows where attention goes. This is more than just a catchy phrase. It is a universal truth. Whatever you focus on, you feed. Whatever you think about repeatedly, you energize. Whether it's a dream or a doubt, your attention acts like water and sunlight to a seed. It nourishes and expands whatever you give your mind to, whether you want it or not. Think about it. If you constantly dwell on what's missing in your life, your energy is being poured into lack. You begin to notice more things you don't have. You attract more people and circumstances that reinforce that feeling of not enoughness. On the other hand, if you focus on the abundance you do have, the air you breathe, the shelter over your head, the love that surrounds you in big and small ways, you begin to expand your sense of gratitude and attract more reasons to be grateful. This is not magical thinking. It is magnetic alignment. The universe is always responding to your dominant vibration, and your dominant vibration is a direct result of your dominant attention. If your attention is always on problems, your energy becomes heavy, stuck, and resistant. You start to feel overwhelmed and anxious. But if your attention is on possibilities, your energy becomes light, open, and receptive. You begin to move with clarity and confidence, even if you don't yet see the full path ahead. The problem is not that we don't have energy. The problem is that we leak it in all the wrong directions. We spend hours reliving conversations that hurt us. We worry about what could go wrong. We scroll endlessly through the lives of others, comparing ourselves to images that aren't even real. And all the while, our energy is being drained, stolen by distractions, and fed into fear. But we can take it back. We can become mindful and deliberate. We can ask ourselves, where is my attention right now? And is that where I want my energy to be? Because where your attention goes, your life goes. Where your attention goes, your feelings go. Where your attention goes, your results begin to show. You have the power to shift your focus. You may not control every thought that enters your mind, but you absolutely can choose which thoughts you entertain, which thoughts you energize, and which ones you release. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. You are the chooser. If you want more peace, put your attention on peaceful thoughts. If you want more love, focus on the love that is already around you. If you want to grow in confidence, stop focusing on your flaws and start noticing your strengths. Where you focus, you create. Where you focus, you invite more of that energy in. The key is consistency. One positive thought won't cancel years of self-doubt. But repeated, focused attention on what you do want begins to rewire your mind. It creates new emotional patterns. It builds new beliefs. And those beliefs begin to show up in your actions, your words, your posture, and eventually your outcomes. When you catch yourself spiraling into fear, anxiety, or lack, pause. Take a breath. Gently bring your focus back, not through force, but through compassion. Redirect your attention like a parent guiding a child. You are not failing when your attention wanders. You are growing every time you notice it and choose again. There is incredible power in attention. It is the gateway to transformation. It is the steering wheel of your life. You can focus on what's broken, or you can focus on what's healing. You can focus on what's missing, or you can focus on what's becoming. The choice is always yours. Even in the most difficult circumstances, you still have this power. No one can take your attention from you unless you give it away. You can train it, strengthen it, and elevate it. And as you do, your energy shifts. Your frequency rises. Your reality begins to rearrange itself to match your new focus. So today, be gentle and intentional with your mind. Focus on what feels good. Focus on solutions. Focus on the beauty, the possibility, the vision of the life you want to live. Your energy is sacred. Use it wisely. You are the director of your attention. You are the source of your own power. And when you align your attention with love, truth, and clarity, everything begins to change. Because the energy of the universe always follows where you place your gaze. And what you look at with love grows. You attract what you are, not what you want. This is one of the deepest truths of spiritual and energetic creation. You may desire more money, more love, more freedom, or more peace, but if the energy within you is rooted in fear, lack, or self-doubt, then the universe will respond to that vibration, not your wish. Because attraction doesn't come from begging, chasing, or hoping. It comes from it comes from embodiment. Wanting something is not the same as becoming the version of yourself who naturally lives that experience. When you are constantly wanting, you are constantly affirming its absence. Wanting says, it's not here yet, while being says, it's already mine. The universe doesn't respond to your words or your effort as much as it responds to your energy, your emotional state, your identity, your inner tone. If you want love, but you walk through life feeling unworthy, you will attract people who reflect that wound. If you want money, but carry the belief that it's hard to receive, or that you must struggle to earn it, then you will attract situations that mirror that struggle. You can't trick the universe with nice affirmations if your inner state contradicts them. You must become what you seek. Becoming doesn't mean pretending. It means aligning. It means shifting your inner world to match the feeling of already having what you desire. This is the true art of creation, not trying to get, but learning how to be. Ask yourself, if I already had this, how would I feel? How would I walk, breathe, speak, and think? Then practice stepping into that version of you again and again until it feels natural. When you embody the energy of love, you attract relationships that reflect mutual respect and connection. When you embody the energy of success, you start noticing opportunities that were always there, but your former mindset couldn't see them. Your reality begins to mirror your identity. It's not about faking confidence or pretending everything is perfect. It's about cultivating a genuine internal shift. Even if it begins as a whisper, your willingness to feel different creates momentum. This is why healing matters. Because you don't attract what you say you want, you attract what your nervous system believes is safe and familiar. If chaos is familiar, you may unconsciously recreate it, even while saying you want peace. If rejection is familiar, you may unconsciously sabotage relationships to maintain that story. But once you begin healing, Once you choose to let go of the old identity and step into your worth, your life cannot help but transform. Your outer world is always catching up to your inner world. When you make internal changes, the results may not be immediate, but they are inevitable. The seeds you plant with your energy, your thoughts, your beliefs, they are always growing, even when you can't yet see them. So trust the process. Instead of constantly asking, where is it? Why hasn't it come yet? Begin asking, who am I being right now? And does this version of me match the reality I say I want? That question brings your power back. It centers you in your responsibility, not in blame, but in opportunity. Because the truth is, you don't need to chase anything. You don't need to force or manipulate life to give you what you want. You simply need to align your inner state with the frequency of the life you desire. When your inner world changes, your outer world must follow. This is why people who feel abundant often attract more abundance. It's not luck, it's energy. They radiate a sense of ease, trust, and joy that draws good things to them. They're not waiting for life to make them feel good. They've chosen to feel good now, and life rises to meet that vibration. The same is true for you. You can choose to embody love, joy, success, peace, and confidence right now, not because everything is perfect, but because that's the signal you want to send out into the universe. That's the energy you want returned to you. So begin today. Don't wait until the conditions are right. Create the right conditions from within. Be the person who already has what you desire. Live in that energy. Walk in that certainty. Not because you're trying to force something to happen, but because it's who you are now. You attract what you are, not what you want. So become the version of you who no longer needs to chase. Become the version of you who is already home. The universe isn't keeping anything from you. It's waiting for you to remember your power. The belief is the creative force behind everything you experience in life. It shapes how you see yourself, how you interact with the world, and how the world responds to you. It is not your effort, your background, or your circumstances that determine your success. It is the beliefs you carry within your heart and mind. What you believe to be true about yourself becomes the foundation upon which your reality is built. Your beliefs are like the soil in which the seeds of your thoughts and desires are planted. If the soil is rich with confidence, trust, and worthiness, then your dreams have a safe and fertile place to grow. But if the soil is dry with doubt, fear, or limitation, then even the most beautiful desires will struggle to bloom. You may not see your beliefs, but you feel their effects every single day. They influence your actions, your choices, and what you allow yourself to receive. The universe always says yes to your dominant belief. If you believe life is hard, it will keep showing you struggle. If you believe people cannot be trusted, you'll keep attracting situations that reinforce that view. But if you begin to believe that life is on your side, that things are always working out for you, that you are worthy of love, peace, and abundance, then your reality must begin to shift to reflect that belief. This is not wishful thinking. This is how energy works. Belief sets the vibration, and your vibration attracts experiences that match its frequency. Belief is not just a mental agreement. It's a felt sense. It's the knowing that lives beneath your words. That is why repeating affirmations without belief often feels empty. But when you begin to truly feel the truth of what you are affirming, when your heart starts to align with your words, then miracles happen. Beliefs are powerful, but they are not permanent. You were not born with the beliefs you carry now. You learned them. Some from your parents, some from school, some from past pain, And if they were learned, they can also be unlearned. You can rewrite your inner script. You can choose new beliefs, practice them, nurture them, and live into them until they feel like second nature. When you change your belief, you change your entire relationship with life. You no longer react to things the same way. You begin to respond from a place of power instead of fear. You no longer see obstacles as permanent. You see them as stepping stones. You stop blaming the world and start claiming your role as a conscious creator. If you believe you are enough, you stop chasing validation. If you believe money flows easily to you, you stop approaching finances from stress. If you believe love is safe, you open your heart, and life will always reflect that inner certainty. Of course, doubt may still arise. That's okay. You're human. The goal is not to eliminate all doubt forever, but to hold to your new belief even when the old ones try to pull you back. It's in those moments when the old pattern whispers, "You can't," and you still choose to say, "I can," that your new belief takes root. It's a process. Some days will feel easier than others. But every time you return to belief, you build momentum. You are training your energy, training your mind, and transforming your experience of life. You are becoming a vibrational match for your desires. Believe that you are loved. Believe that you are guided. Believe that everything is happening for your highest good, even when you can't yet see how. Believe that your past does not define you. Believe that you can begin again. Because when you truly believe, you open the door to receive. Your belief is not only powerful, it is sacred. It is the paintbrush with which you color your world. Use it wisely. Don't use it to rehearse your fears. Use it to anchor your vision. Use it to affirm your wholeness. Use it to create a life that reflects the beauty of your soul. Everything you desire begins with belief. Not belief in something outside of you, but belief in yourself. Belief in your worth. Belief in your power. Belief in the loving intelligence that flows through all things. The truth is, you are already creating every day, every moment through the beliefs you hold. So choose them consciously. Make them loving. Make them bold. Make them expansive. Because your belief is not just a thought, it is the force that sets everything in motion. Believe wisely, believe intentionally, believe in miracles, and watch your world transform. Imagination is the blueprint of reality. Everything that exists in your outer world was first formed within someone's inner world. Every invention, every building, every song, every work of art, and even every life transformation began first in the mind as a picture, a feeling, a possibility. Nothing is created without first being imagined. Your imagination is not a place for childish fantasies. It is a sacred space where your future is designed. When you close your eyes and imagine the life you desire, you are not escaping reality. You are creating it. The images you hold, the emotions you feel, and the stories you tell yourself in your imagination are seeds. What you continually see in your inner world becomes what you will eventually see in your outer world. If you nurture it with belief, emotion, and consistency, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It responds not to facts, but to feelings, not to evidence, but to energy. When you imagine something vividly and emotionally, your mind begins to accept it as truth. And once your mind accepts something as truth, it begins to organize your thoughts, actions, and expectations to align with that truth. This is why people who hold a strong vision within, even in the middle of adversity, often rise above their challenges. Their outer world may be chaotic, but their inner world remains focused, empowered, and alive with possibility. They are guided by the blueprint of imagination, not limited by the conditions of their current environment. Too often, people stop using their imagination for creation and begin using it for fear. They imagine the worst-case scenario. They rehearse failure. They play old, painful memories like broken records in their minds. But imagination was never meant to be used for worry or regret. It was meant to be used for building, dreaming, and healing. If you want to change your life, begin by changing your inner pictures. Don't just think about what you don't want. Get clear on what you do want. Imagine it, feel it, live inside of it in your mind, wake up with it, fall asleep to it. Let it become more real, your imagination, than your current reality. Because your reality will eventually rise to match the strength of your vision. This does not mean you ignore your responsibilities or deny your challenges. It means you give more energy to your vision than to your fear. It means you understand that your current life is not the end of the story. It's simply the result of past thoughts. You are always one new thought away from a new direction, one bold vision away from a breakthrough. Your imagination is your spiritual workshop. It is the womb of creation. You don't need to know how your vision will unfold. You only need to hold it with faith. The how is not your job. Your job is to align your feelings, your focus, and your energy with the vision you carry. As you do, ideas will come, people will appear, opportunities will unfold. You are not separate from the universe. You are co-creating with it. Everything you desire already exists in energetic form. It is your imagination that gives it shape and form. It is your belief that calls it into the material world. So don't let your imagination be ruled by fear or shaped by doubt. Guard it, honor it, use it with intention. Imagination allows you to preview your future and step into the vibration of what you desire before it arrives. That is the secret. You must feel now how you want to feel then. Live in the frequency of the result before the result is visible. That emotional alignment is the key to manifestation. You are not waiting for the world to change. The world is waiting for you to imagine something new. And when you do, when you hold it, when you believe it, when you return to it again and again, it begins to take root. Your speech changes. Your posture changes. Your energy shifts. And the world begins to mirror the blueprint you have drawn within. So close your eyes and dream, not because you're escaping life, but because you're designing it. Imagine yourself healed. Imagine yourself loved. Imagine yourself free, prosperous, and joyful. Walk through that inner house, that dream life, that ideal version of you, and know that what you imagine today, you invite into tomorrow. You are not limited by your past. You are not defined by your current circumstances. You are the architect of your life. And imagination is the first tool in your hands. Use it wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it often. Worthiness unlocks receiving. Not effort, not struggle, not proving. True receiving begins the moment you remember that you are already enough. The moment you stop trying to earn love, money, success, or happiness, and instead allow yourself to feel deserving of it simply because you exist. Worthiness is not something you achieve. It is something you return to. It is your natural state. So many people are doing everything right, working hard, staying positive, visualizing their dreams, and yet what they desire doesn't show up. Not because they are unworthy, but because they believe they are. That silent belief, I don't deserve this yet, acts like a wall that keeps the flow of life at a distance. You can want something with your conscious mind, but if your deeper self doesn't feel safe to receive it, you will unconsciously push it away. Receiving is not about asking louder. It's about softening. It's about allowing. It's about knowing that you don't have to beg the universe for what already belongs to you. You don't have to hustle for your value. You are worthy, not because of what you've done or not done, but because you are a divine expression of life itself. You were born into worthiness. A baby never doubts if it's deserving of love. It cries and it expects someone to come. It smiles and it expects someone to respond. It exists in a state of trust. Somewhere along the way you were taught otherwise. Maybe you were told that love had to be earned, that success came only after suffering, that receiving meant being selfish, and so you learned to prove, to please, to overgive, and to block your own blessing. But those lessons were not truth. They were someone else's fears passed down to you. Now's the time to unlearn them. Now is the time to forgive yourself for believing you had to become someone else in order to be enough. Because you are already enough in this moment as you are. You don't receive more by doing more. You receive more by believing more, by believing that you are safe to have it, hold it, and enjoy it. So many people sabotage what they receive because deep down, they don't believe they're allowed to have it. They finally get the love they ask for, but feel anxious, unworthy, or afraid. They attract abundance but overspend or lose it quickly. Not because they are bad or broken, but because the inner child within them still believes it's dangerous to be happy. This is why healing matters, because as you heal, you create space. You dissolve guilt, shame, and doubt, and open your heart to receive fully. You begin to feel what it's like to be supported without guilt, to be loved without fear, to be successful without self-sabotage, because you now know worthiness is your foundation, not a goal, not a reward, a foundation. You are allowed to be happy. You are allowed to be at peace. You are allowed to want more and receive it. The universe is not withholding anything from you. It's waiting for you to open the door, and that door is labeled, I am worthy. And you are allowed to be at peace. You are allowed to. This is not arrogance. This is not entitlement. This is self-acceptance. This is sacred truth. When you believe in your worth, you become a match for everything good. You stop settling for crumbs. You stop chasing people or outcomes. You stop tolerating what drains you, because now you know you don't need to earn what's already yours. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, expect differently, and life responds to that energy, not because you're better than anyone else, but because you're finally aligned with the truth of who you are. When you believe you are worthy of love, you no longer chase it, you attract it. When you believe you are worthy of abundance, you no longer stress over money, you allow it. When you believe you are worthy of peace, you no longer fight with life. You relax into its flow. You were never meant to carry the weight of proving yourself. You were meant to shine, to create, to receive, and to thrive. But all of that begins inside. The universe can only meet you at the level of your self-worth. So declare it now, not because you see the evidence yet, but because you choose to believe in the truth beyond appearances. I am worthy. I am enough. I am open to receive. I welcome joy, love, peace, and abundance. I deserve a beautiful life. And I say yes to it now. Because the moment you return to worthiness, the moment you stop shrinking or waiting or apologizing, that is the moment everything begins to open. You are not behind. You are not broken.